Alright lads, my name is the Metagoblin and today I'm going to be teaching you the best settings in Overwatch to maximise your accuracy. So let's jump into the settings menu and controls. So basically it's settings and then controls, options and then controls, and the reticule, it's called reticule in this game, but yeah, it's called Crosshairs, whatever. I wouldn't recommend this bloom effect. I think the bloom effect is just kind of slightly irritating. But what the type I would recommend, I would really recommend two types, and that is the dot and the short crosshairs. The short crosshairs is probably best for like most shooting classes, but you may want to go for the dot for Genji or very like precise heroes. But the colour is the most important thing. Now the reason why I have it pink is not because I'm like some kind of bender or anything, right? Because the reason why I choose pink, is that seriously a helicopter coming past? That is fucking loud. Right, so let's get on with it. Right, the reason why pink is the best colour is because it stands out on most backgrounds. You know, you're not going to see a lot of pink things on the map. The only pink thing you're going to see is that hero in the tank thing that has nice tits, right? That's the only time you're ever going to see pink in this game, right? So that's why I recommend pink. If you don't want to go for pink, I recommend green. You're not going to see that a lot as well, but I definitely recommend pink most of the time. It is also important to note for the you know, the rocket bitch. I think it's called Farah. I think she's called Farah, but I haven't actually heard it uttered before. It's just what it looks like. Anyway, it is important to note that you might want to go for a circle for that champion, because you know you're obviously shooting a rocket with a big kind of like area of effect, and sometimes it just kind of like feels a little bit better to use a circle crosshair for when you're using like certain champions that, you know, fire rockets and stuff. But that is pretty much it. I mean, there isn't really any more settings other than I would also recommend, you know, for Widowmaker I would recommend turning on toggle zoom and maybe adjusting the sensitivity slightly, because that's just like toggle zoom is just gonna, it's just I mean, when you're holding down, you know, the mouse button to aim, it's kind of just like it puts the stress on your hand, and when that stress is relieved from your hand, then it's just a little bit easier to aim, because you don't have to have two fingers pressed down constantly for when you're trying to aim and sniper people down. And that is pretty much all I can advise, really, because it's, you know, it's fairly simple things to learn. I mean, I guess one last thing, you may be confused about these keybinds here. I'm not using 1, 2, 3, 4 on the keyboard. If you have a mouse with extra buttons like an MMO mouse, I would definitely recommend like having your abilities on the mouse, because like pressing like E and Q and stuff like that, it restricts your movement. So when you like stretch over to press E or Q, then you have to take fingers off the other movement keys, which is just generally just isn't nice. So I like to be able to move like all the time, you know, with my 3 fingers, and I use all my abilities basically on my mouse, and I've just always found that to be much more effective. But anyway, that is the end of the video. My name is the Metagoblin, and to my next video, ciao!